Namaste, everyone. Warm welcome on this introduction of Chakra class. I actually want to first deeply send my appreciation to each one of you for showing your interest in something that is beyond our physical body. So I really appreciate your curiosity around this subject. And on that wonderful note, let's begin with the introductory session. So many times we randomly end up in some meditation class or a class which refers to some words around chakras, but we really don't know what each chakra signifies or what are the physical, emotional, and mental attributes connected to each chakras and what actually chakras are all about, the word chakra itself. So today we are going to explore that. Again, every time I speak on the chakra, I always feel that we are just scratching the surface. So it's really a deep subject matter connected to our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. And there's so much that can be spoken about each chakra that even a year, 1 year for each chakra would not be even enough, I feel, a practice and a work on it or discussions around it. But still, we have a big job today. We have to cover all that up in an hour today. So let's try to understand the basics around each chakra. This will help you to enhance your journey around meditations. I personally always believe this, that when we have some theoretical background about the subject, it creates this deep appreciation in our heart to be consistent with the practices around it. So if you're attracted to working around your chakras, meditate, if you understand the theory behind it, it will give you more conviction around what you're doing and why you're doing things. On that note, I will share my screen today now, and let's begin discussion around it. Okay, I hope you can all see the screen. Okay, so this is an introduction class on chakras. So what are chakras? The word chakra comes from a Sanskrit term in English, chakra means this word vortex, whirlpool, wheel of energy, circling disk. So something very powerful is happening in our subtle body. So it is called as chakra. Chakras are our energy centers in the body where energy channels intersect and concentrate. This gives us some idea around that. It's not that I only have those 7 chakras in the body, 6 or 7, but wherever any nadi. Now, what is this nadi? Just a quick recap for those who are not aware of these terms around nadis and chakras. So, as per yogic scriptures and our Vedic science, we all are not just this physical body, but we also have subtle energetic body. And through this energetic body, we have the prana, the energy flowing. And when this prana flows in our body, it travels in a systematic channels called as nadis. That is energy channels, or in Chinese medicine, you might have even heard around meridians, right? So wherever this energy channels intersect with each other, everywhere in the body, we have small to big chakras. So you will come to know when I go to the next slide, the number of chakras. Different schools, they speak about different numbers of chakra because there are many chakras in the body. Wherever energy channels, the physical representation of this energy channels can be veins, arteries, and nerves. That's a physical representation. Just giving an example. But certainly also we have these channels traveling, and wherever they intersect and concentrate, we have this chakra. So wherever, because we have these 6 major chakras, wherever we have these 2 important, rather I would say 3 important channels meet each other, Ida, Pingla, Sushumna. These are 3 important nadis because they represent a whole lot of thing in our body and mind. So one represents our physical energy, one represents our mental energy, and one represents our spiritual consciousness or higher consciousness. Wherever these three channels meet each other, that area is this main chakras, because see, one represents physical, mental, and spiritual. So that is why we have this chakras as a concentration there, representing a lot of areas in us. So that's where we get our important channels. So chakras are the hub of energy management. It manages the prana shakti in the body. They act as receivers, transformers, and it distributes the prana throughout the body. This is very important. Now, each chakra governs different processes in our daily experiences and operates on different energy spectrum or vibrations, managing different aspects of our holistic self. And quite often, as per scriptures also, and as per the clairvoyance of many yogis, every energy center is represented by a particular color. How did this color come? It is said that when these yogis were meditating, they experienced exactly how the subtle body is in their meditation. That is their clairvoyance quality. A strong Agya chakra leads to that. And also we have certain number of petals as well as Sanskrit alphabet that forms the mantra sound of it. So in the traditional scripture, you will see that the chakra is represented by its color, number of petals, and some Sanskrit mantras on it, and the bija mantra, the main mantra that we recite, the root mantra that we recite for stimulating the energy center of that particular area. So precisely speaking, to summarize this slide, we have energy flowing in the body. Energy flows through nadis, and wherever nadis meet, there is chakra. But we have these three important nadis, Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna. Wherever they meet each other, we have primary major chakras, right? So most schools, they talk about the 7 major energy centers, as you can see on the screen, running from the base of our spine to the crown of the head. Sometimes, like in many scriptures of chakra itself, chakra nirupanam, they only say Shada Chakra Darshanam. Shada Chakra. Shad means 6. So actually the crown center is not considered as a kind of one of the chakras to transcend. It is already the stage, the highest consciousness, the stage there where one has to reach. Like in liberation, samadhi, how in different spiritual paths, we have some state to reach. Same way in chakra, sahasrara sometimes is not referred to as one of the chakras connected and attached to different things in our lives, but it's a transcendence. So, but for now, for our understanding today, we'll go through the 7 chakras. We'll call them 7 chakras only, from the base of the spine to the top of the head. And as you can see in the picture, they are not located here. Like usually when I have to say my navel center, Manipur, Agya, Vishuddhi, we usually pinpoint at the surface. Surface is called as Kshetram, which is different. But if you see on the screen here, the chakras are located along the spinal column. So imagine drawing a hollow tube from the crown to the base of the spine in the center, exactly in the center. This is where chakras are actually located. So they are not on the surface. Surface meditation or stimulation of the surface points can help some nerve activity happening, and it can stimulate the actual site of chakra, right? So we know that our health and chakra is connected, and that is why a lot of holistic healers, yoga, in the path of yoga, Ayurveda, indirectly and directly, the reference around subtle body is always there, because it is believed that all the disorders, especially those are psychosomatic in nature, they first originate in the mind, which is connected to our emotional being. So the disease happens at the mind space first, and when one does not deal with that, symptoms are still there. But if one does not deal that, it slowly comes into the pranic body, where the health of chakras, the flow of prana is blocked, impacted, disturbed. And then that specific organs around that chakra is also impacted. So this is very important understanding, that if you have some recurring condition, around some organs not functioning well or some disorders, chronic disorders, there is no harm in also looking into a beautiful complementary medicine that yoga has to offer in the form of chakras. So you can also start to work on that chakra. Working on that chakra will help you to energize that space. Once you energize that space, the organs connected around will also get benefited. And then you will see that many people also heal through chakra healing. So it's not something, personally for me, chakra healing or getting better with chakra work is not some voodoo stuff. It's not about using this particular colors or look in a particular, dress up in a particular way, move in a some unique way. Let's get practical, let's get more logical. At the same time, let's connect with our subtle bodies is my approach around chakra healing. It's very simple and logical, actually, for me. uh, you will see various stuff around chakras which sounds very mysterious, but for me chakra is pure science. The moment you start working on any specific areas in the body where the chakras are said to be, you are stimulating those organs, and everywhere you have important glands exactly around those chakras. So it's like a no brainer for me. It's not some voodoo science or very esoteric stuff where only few counterparts will believe in this, right? So every chakra corresponds to a specific body organs and emotional aspects of our being. Because if you see the site of the major chakras from base of the spine to crown, we have important glands, starting with sexual glands, pancreas, thymus, thyroid, pituitary gland, pineal gland, and many more other small counterparts of this glands that helps other organs to function properly, right? As we fill our life with experiences and lot of emotional baggage, chakras are by default subjected to various disturbances and imbalances. So whatever we go through in our lives, positive and negative, has an impact on the chakra. Even something positive happening in your life is definitely nourishing and fulfilling that chakra or giving that boost and transcending to the next level of consciousness. But unfortunately, if you face something difficult in your life, it is also a lesson for chakra. It's not that it's just negative and blockage, but for time being, if you experience some, like say, loss of someone, loss of your health, loss of finance, if you happen to incur some trauma to yourself or happen to you something, it is a disturbance in the energy. So the health of the chakras may be negatively affected by personal trauma, which can create immediate blockage or gradual disruption caused by long-term stress, again, long-term anxiety, poor lifestyle, bad habits. And this will show up eventually. Sooner or later, everything that we are going through in our lives, if it is negatively impacting us, it will show us in our psychological, emotional, and physical health. It will show up in some way or the other, starting with psychology first, because even the yogic scriptures say that the first thing that gets impacted if some condition is going to come to the body, like disease, it's the mind. So it comes to mind. So in our language of koshas, we say it comes to your manomay kosha, the mental sheath, then percolates down to the pranamay kosha, the energy body, where the chakras are, and then to your physical health. So we are just using a same connection logic that if my body, prana, that is a breath in a simple language, and mind are connected to each other, let me just use this modality of chakra to have a positive impact on it, right? Let's do a quick reflection exercise now. I am going to give you 7 areas of your life in the form of 7 chakras, and you're going to just, it's an overview, okay? Do not take it as a very serious or a final kind of a test. It's very miraculous and fantastic to note that some areas of the same chakras are working well in your life, and the same in the same chakras, some areas are absolutely bad in your life or you're really struggling. So you will see some contradiction in the key words given here, that you might be very physically healthy, but you still feel insecure. So this is how we work in slowly in chakra classes. Is not about just saying that my chakra is entirely blocked. That is not possible. You might have some areas in the same chakra, because every chakra has different attributes. It has it has references and functions in the body, mind, and emotions. So some areas can be weak and some areas can be strong. And the areas that are strong can actually help you to work on the areas that are weak in the same chakra as well. So just take it as an overview right now that on an average, let's say, you're going to read through each category now for next couple of minutes and rate your life on those areas on the scale of 1 to 10. It's like as if a quick question or quick quiz given to you that rate yourself in this area with all these things. So maybe you feel, oh, one is good, one is not good, this is best, this is worst. Overall, give a ranking. If you think that few things are wrong, rest is all good, you can give 7, 8, 6, depending. If you think really a lot of things are messy, you can give 5, 4, 3, whatever. Okay. So I hope you've got this. Don't take it like in a confused way that, oh, some areas are good or bad. That's common experience, right? So let's go to area number 1 in your life, which is revolving around survival, safety and security, material needs, grounding, family relationships, physical health and wellness. So give your rating here. You don't have to share this with anyone. It's for your own personal self. At the end, if you like, you can just share your overall reflection around it. Okay, it's super quick. It's the first instinct feeling that you get. It's not about analyzing a lot right now. Okay, so I'll be also moving quickly here. So I hope you have done this. And now I'll be moving to the area number 2. You don't have to write this all, okay? It's just get the feeling of things and the words. Number 2, second area in your life around your feelings and emotions, relationship, intimacy, desire, passion, creativity, and flow. Flow means like feeling of stuck. Opposite is flow. Do you feel that your life is flowing or you always feel stuck? Yeah, so feelings and emotions, how you manage them and all of that. Relationships, intimacy, desire, passion, creativity, and flow. Okay, so rate yourself. 10 being the best, 1, 0 being the lowest. Okay. Area number 3, personal power, inner strength. When I say personal power, it's about inner strength, self-confidence, courage, willpower, independence. Independence, again, here means individuality, self-worth, all of those things. Control, discipline, consistency, all of that. Okay. So you don't have to answer even in the chat box. It's okay. It is only for you. At the end, a collective score that, okay, my 3 chakras need more work or more focus, like that. For now, just go through it at your own pace. Okay, let's go to area number 4 in our lives, which is around love, acceptance, gratitude, compassion, empathy, generosity, forgiveness, trust. And please give your ratings here for yourself. Okay, let's move to the next. Area number 5 is your communication, self-expression through different ways. Communication is usually verbal, maybe, but self-expression means how do you express yourself in different ways too. Assertiveness, courage, authenticity. Courage to speak here. We also had courage in number 3, courage to express, and authenticity. Great. Let's move to the next area, number 6, intuition, sixth sense, inner voice, imagination, extrasensory perception, psychic sense, vision, inner wisdom. Rate yourself. If you're confused at any word or you've not heard it, it's new for you, you can ask me, I can clarify. You can put in the chat box that what does this mean and I can explain. But I assume that we've used quite a common words, but maybe for some of you it can be new. All right. And the seventh is divinity, universal truth, spirituality, higher consciousness, the meaning of life, purpose of life, unity. And give your ratings. Okay. Very interesting question. If I'm high on 6, but don't listen or trust, what shall I rate? Rate low. If you think you have this, but you don't utilize it, especially in the 6, yeah, that's the thing. You don't use it sometimes. Rate yourself low because this will give you an indication that I have to work on this chakra. Right? Okay, so these are nothing but your 7 areas and 7 chakras. Slowly, as we go through each one now for next half an hour, you'll understand this. So now, out of this reflection, like whatever ratings you give, you can see that what chakras score the lowest. And that is why I like to take this practice. Sometimes it's very strange in some of the chakra healing modality or class that, oh, I have to only work on one chakra. Obviously, when you go through some trauma or grief, we focus on a particular chakra, but for our progress, for the developing of our consciousness, we keep working on all together actually. Because you will see, you might have noticed, right? You all might be resonating to what I'm saying right now, that in the same chakras, and all the keywords that you heard, some are really good with you and some aspects of the same chakras are not so great, right? And that is why you should consistently create a lifestyle or a meditation practice around this chakra where you are nourishing and energizing the chakras together at all the time. Having said that, focusing a bit more on some chakras that definitely are below 5, below 4 and needs little big help. So how many of you, you can put in the chat box just so that we all can feel relatable and safe. How many of you feel that more than 3, 4 chakras or all or whatever needs help? So you can just put your score collectively that my 4 chakras need more help, my 3 or 1. Or you can also be someone who can say that, oh my God, I'm so happy to share that most of the areas on my chakras are working good and just one needs help. So please share if you like to on the in the chat box so that everybody feels inspired. Okay, three chakras mostly. Okay, good. 3 and 6. Okay, 5 chakras need help. 3 chakras, 2 chakras need healing. 4. Okay, very nice. So you got some idea. Even, even with this simple, quick practice, you also get to know that, okay, which areas of mine are really weak. And this is a very big revelation. That is a very first step around healing, awareness, acceptance. Okay, this areas of my life needs more help. Trust me, you already start to heal the moment you sit down and reflect that what needs help in me. Sometimes we are so much flowing in life. I can't say flowing, but we're just like, on the autopilot in our lives that we fail to pause and even reflect. We just navigate through things with our same emotional reactions and numbness or suppressions, and we keep moving in our lives. So, the concept of chakra is actually meant to break this pattern that have created around either numbing ourselves, suppressing, or reaction. So slowly, the moment we understand, it's the beautiful awareness comes that, oh yes, on my journey with all my so far in my life, this is where I really, need to change my mindset. I really need to focus a little bit more on this area of my consciousness to grow. So that's also amazing. I'm glad that you all could understand, even in few minutes, that which chakra of yours needs more help or which areas of your life needs more help. All right. Let's go ahead now to understand chakras. As I mentioned earlier, chakras are located along the spinal column. They are not at the center, but sages, yogis they knew that it is so challenging for ordinary person to meditate on the exact spot of that chakra. Now, if I ask you that, Come on, focus on your heart chakra, exactly, which is located in the central part of your chest. For example, draw a line from here, draw a line from your back, draw a line from the center, wherever this meeting point of 3 lines is where. How challenging. I would never be able to sit for meditation. It requires deep practice, maybe, and it is revealed. It just comes to us, that spot. But to make our lives easy, don't get confused around different names here, because that's the only picture available. I had to put on this notes around chakra kshetra. So obviously we have different chakras sometimes, but these are the primary ones. So you see the meditation or dhyan, dharana that is done on the chakras is done at the kshetram. At the kshetram. We focus on the kshetram and then we can actually stimulate the actual site of the chakra. So the points of the chakra points and kshetram or the exact location and kshetram is different, just so that you know. Okay, let's go to the first chakra called as Muladhar Chakra, the root chakra. It's so difficult for me to hold back that I can cover up the whole thing in half an hour. But remember that there's a lot of things that we can understand around chakras of each chakras. So Muladhar Chakra foundation, you see the name itself says that it's a foundation located at the base of our spine, highest in animal kingdom, animal world, and lowest in the human consciousness, in the human kingdom. Located at the base of the spine. For certain information like this, I'll run through. I will not stop a lot on these points because they are facts. There's nothing to understand much. They are just facts around location, color, and all of that. These are the physical body reference. This is something essential for you to know or understand quickly, because if you think that some of your areas here are weak, like the physical column, I'm sorry, the spinal column, legs, bones, feet, immune system entirely, excretory system, along with a proper advice from whatever yoga you are doing, breath work or holistic help that you are taking, along with medications, you can also emphasize on chakras, and it will definitely help you a lot in whatever treatments you're already in. So physical body reference, I might not read everything in every slide now, but I want you to know to quickly take a look at it. If you are the one struggling with that, try to understand that I have to work on this chakra, right? The element of this chakra is earth, color is red, number of petals are 4, okay? When your chakra is balanced, when this chakra is balanced in someone, the person feels safe and secured, connected to everything around, especially to the nature, Mother Earth, nature. This person can also be someone who is connected to with some cause around sustainability, environment. So they really care for Mother Nature and all the gifts that she has offered us. So somebody can be into soil conservation, water conservation, plantation, no plastic. You know, people like this who like to clean, drives, they are really strong with their Muladhar because they feel for Mother Earth, nature. They are someone who would love to grasp opportunity and create abundance. So financial health is also not just determined by your power chakra, that is Manipur, but also the base chakra is important. If you're always struggling with your finances, somewhere the feeling of safety and trust is missing. You're always fearful in grabbing even the opportunities. So somebody with balanced chakra will always create, you know, prosperity and abundance in his or her life. They are good at self-care, and they have healthy relationships. They have good physical health, vitality, and liveliness. They're enthusiastic people as well. When this chakra is not balanced, the feeling of lack of safety and security is always experienced. If someone is constantly worrying, is in stress and anxiety, it's a clear sign of weak Muladhar, because never experiencing that grounding and stability, which means the energy is not stable in the lower chakras. That means the energy is where? If it's not in the lower part of you, it is on the higher parts, which means it's overactive, overthinking, anxious. And that is why when we do some grounding, which means the energy has to go to your Muladhar, making you feel safe, secure, trusting on the whatever things are happening in your life, you trust it as a plan, from Lord, from universe. So we have to channelize the energy through different work that we do. Usually, person with weak Muladhar also has low energy, fatigue, sluggishness, very stubborn sometimes, resistance to change, uh, rigidity of views, fear of change, does not like if changes are happening, want to just be in the constant state, right? So this is really again an overview of things. There are also traumas connected to chakras, but we usually discuss around the trauma part and more personality types of each chakra in our comprehensive chakra courses. So just anyone who is keen can always take up our other comprehensive courses too around chakra. But still, this should give you a very good overview of the basic concepts around it. Okay. So healing Muladhar, of course, we have grounding practices, asana and pranayam helps a lot. The bija mantra is Lam. It's very essential to correct our food habits because our immunity, our physical health is connected. So exercising and regular connecting with nature and grounding techniques. I like to take sometimes a person who is too anxious. 5 4 3 2 1 technique is very popular technique where you see 5 things. This happens immediately, like quickly. You see 5 things, then you hear 4 things, then you touch 3 things. Sorry, you actually touch 4 things, you hear 3 things, and then you can smell 2 things and you can taste 1 thing. And this way you immediately connect to the present moment, to your body. Sometimes person with weak lower chakras experiences disconnection between body and mind. They are not aware what my emotions or stress is doing to my body, or where do I feel that in my body. So some people I have seen in counseling sessions, therapy sessions, they are not able to even to explain that where are they feeling this, grief or anything in the body. They are disconnected, but they are feeling something, right? So to bring little grounding to them can really help. Just a quick side tip here for all of you who are yoga teachers or want to heal or are into therapy. Muladhar chakra should not be disregarded as something like a lower chakra because, eventually, come on, I want to raise my consciousness. This is called as spiritual bypassing. It's not allowed. Spiritual bypassing is where you just don't care about lower chakras because you think, oh, come on, they are lower chakras. I am somebody who is God conscious. I have directly understood who is the Supreme Lord. So I'm going to directly go and just do my services, my chanting. This is not like a statement against devotees. Please forgive me. I'm not saying that way. But sometimes we all have done that mistake in our lives where we have surpassed our needs, chakras, grounding, and we have literally even messed up in our spiritual lives. Please type yes if you have somebody who have felt that we have ignored, because especially those who are in spiritual paths, and you think that what to do with the other chakras? I don't care. Right? I just need to be God conscious. That's it. Of course, that is the highest and supreme thing that we want. But for many of us, the journey is not there yet. We need to go through some pursharts, some lessons, some karmas and learn lessons. So when I say this, Mooladhara is very important. If there is no grounding, healing is very difficult. For whatever disease or whatever emotional health issues or traumas you're going through, everyone has to touch base on Muladhar because in our chakra courses, we also speak a lot around some dysfunctional things that happens in your childhood and how you behave in an adulthood when you go through certain, uh, disturbing life in your childhood. So that chakra is impacted the most. Every chakra has a growing phase. Just like how we grow, while we are growing, we go to different grades, right, to study. So let's say when I grow up, I might choose to go, if I'm a kid, like I have a daughter now, so we're putting her to kindergarten now, and then according to her age, she'll go to first, second, third, right? Same ways, our chakras also develop their consciousness or taking the maximum nourishment from the surroundings at a particular age in our lives. So every chakra has its developmental age. Of course, I'm not saying that they stop developing once you reach certain age. Then it's like a nice bonus and you manage and you heal your traumas. But if things are done right from your childhood, a person who has, for just give an example to clear what I'm saying, a person with loving, caring, emotionally available, physically available parents, a child, I mean, a child who has all of these favorable situations, most likely, like no major trauma, nothing, everything, like a very good parenting, most likely will be an adult who is safe and secure. No doubt about it, right? I'm sure you all will agree to it. So it's very essential and if that has not happened, this is not a time to bring out your grief that, oh my God, I never had good parenting, my Muladhar is messed up. Never mind. As I always say, awareness is the first step to heal. Fine, go back to that. And that's what we do. In the deep studies of our chakra courses, we get into journaling, we get into inner child healing. Everything is so much integrated around it, right? So this is a basic overview. And of course, as per Shastra, now, see, let's understand this. When yoga scriptures were written around chakras, it was more Shastric. It was like Hatha Yoga and this yogis. So they wrote around dharana, mantra, breathing, asan pranayam, mantra sadhana. So that is why you don't find a lot of psychological work around chakras, but through research, case studies, that is all definitely connected, and a little bit of modern and scientific perspective around healing. But as per ancient scriptures, meditation is one of the best ways to align your energies on that chakra. But I am also of a strong opinion that some external changes, lifestyle changes, doing some activities will also definitely trigger the benefit. So ancient scriptures focuses a lot primary around dhyana, meditating on that chakra, repeating certain affirmations, mantras can really help in aligning those chakras, breathing in a particular way during the meditation. All of that goes there. Right? Let's move to the next chakra that is called as Swadhisthana, the sacral chakra. Right? And the location is lower abdomen. These are the physical body references. Mainly all our reproductive organs. Element is water. Color is orange. Petals 6. And when this chakra is balanced, we are in touch with our feelings. As I mentioned, that a person who experiences emotion in the body is good sign that they know where they are feeling that emotion. For example, when you are fearful, where do you feel it? Do you feel it in the body? Or have you paid awareness at all that when you're feeling fearful, where is it in your body mainly? It can be different for different people, but mainly where do you feel it? Chest, correct. Chest, or for some people, it's belly region, stomach area. Just feel those butterflies. Yeah. So that's true. Abdomen, correct. Yes, that's true. That's true. Yes, Caroline. Sorry, I'm reading a question now. Yes, if the lower chakra is not balanced, if the main block is not, we have to revisit it for our healing. Even if you think that trauma is connected to my heart chakra or throat chakra, but then it's always recommended to go back to the roots, that is Muladhar. Sometimes maybe cleansing that can bring balance even in the higher chakras, depending on what situation it is. But yes, Muladhar is a foundation and we keep working on it. Right. Coming back to the point on fear. Yeah. So we feel it. This is called as being in touch with our feelings, embodying our emotions, that where do I feel it, right? Somebody with balanced Swadhistan is open to expressing their emotions and are able to find happiness in simple pleasures. They are emotionally stable people, able to build and maintain healthy relationships through forming a good boundaries as well. Boundaries comes in Swadhistan, this and Muladhar both. And creativity is present in all the aspects of life. Ideas flow to them and they are like enthusiastic. Okay, I got the idea. Let's do it this way. So it's always, flowing basically. Now, somebody who does not have this chakra aligned can be either suppressing a lot of emotions, which means they won't be able to share it, or they are absolutely unstable with their emotions, lot of mood swings, or even dysfunctional emotions, like the way they express their emotions can take another form, uh, completely dysregulated basically. It's more of the aggression, we can say. Yeah. Poor social skills, extreme introversion and social withdrawal, lack of creativity in life, low self-esteem and poor self-image, lack of flow in life. Life feels stuck all the time. That I just don't feel my life is vibing or flowing. I'm so stuck in my job, my relationships. You always feel that stuck feeling till the time. How this chakra thing works in your life, how it will show up, imbalances. It will show up through people, situations. Let's say, for example, if you want to work on your Swadhisthana chakra, if you there's a need for that chakra to align, it will actually, literally bring you into a situation where either you get into more repression and harm that chakra more, or you really do something to kind of come out of that stuck situation. So just like how it is said in the, a lot of stuff around universe, that universe will keep giving you situations where you feel stuck, and you're not doing anything about it. So then this chakra is like yelling literally to you that, come on, flow in life, do something, bring some change. So that's how it goes. Um, Sorry, I think the slide around balancing this is missing. So for balancing chakra, the mantra is Vam. Let me check if it's hidden by mistake. Yeah, I'll just clear it right now. Just give me a moment. I don't know why it got, yeah. Now I think you can see it. Yeah, so healing Swadhisthana, of course, asana and pranayam. Which one now? Asana that focuses on the lower abdomen, hip opening poses are recommended because you might have heard this in many yoga classes. Teachers say that we store a lot of suppressed emotions around our hips region. So they do hip movements. So it's a site of Swadhisthana, and this is where we hold our emotions. So hip opening poses are recommended. Bija mantra is Vam, and writing the emotions or doing some emotion release meditation is also recommended because healing this chakra means going back to our emotions. Dancing is a very powerful form of bringing some energy alignment to the lower chakras. So power of music and dancing, self-expression can really help us with our creativity. Then we have the next chakra called as the Manipur Chakra, the solar chakra, above navel, upper abdominal area. It is located below the navel uh, and the breastbone. These are the physical body references, primarily your digestive organs, all of the organs. The element is fire, yellow color, and 10 petals. When this chakra is balanced, you experience amazing power, self-confidence, motivation, inner strength, and you really have good self-esteem and self-worth as you trust in your abilities and qualities. There is not much of the self-doubt all the time. You pretty feel safe in your own self. And you are motivated to achieve whatever you want, which means you are somebody who likes to set goals in life. You are passionate about your dream project and you take actions. That is the main thing. See, Swadhisthana is a space where you have ideas. How many of you, please type yes in the chat box. How many of you think that, I think my Swadhisthana, the orange one, the lower than this chakra, is good because I do get ideas, but I never take actions. I do get a lot of ideas. I was one of it. So I'm saying that, also raising my hand. Yes, from me as well. Yes, procrastination. That's right. Me. Yeah, many of us. Me too. At some point, I'm so glad that the knowledge of chakra came in my life and I could change my life by focusing more on my Manipur chakra, which I realized through my whole journey that, this was little weak and I need to actually be an action taker in my life. And since then, life has really been like a blessing and I feel more accomplished now. Long way to go. I'm not saying that when I sit on the other side giving this class, I'm perfect being, but it's nice that how each chakra has made me understand myself better so that I can take small actions and progress in my life. Yeah. So when we have this balanced, also, we have no problems in taking action, risks, and accepting mistakes. This is a very big part, which are seen as a part of learning process. You don't get into a guilt trip, shame, guilt. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did this. You're not always in the victim mindset that, oh, this happened to me. Like, okay, whatever. I'm learning. I'm going to go ahead. Never mind. I learned from it. You derive wisdom actually. You also learn a lesson. This is very nice. So this is some of the qualities of balanced Manipur, right? And then you have somebody who is still working on Manipur, or the energy is imbalanced. Lack of motivation and willpower, lack of self-discipline and consistent actions follow through, always confused, indecisiveness, rabbit, reluctance to face life and confront problems. Because these energies are not aligned, or sometimes more energy is flowing, the person can be even somebody with anger issues, gets jealous easily of somebody else's success. Perfectionism, it's also a trauma response in a way, and overdoing. So these are the traits of somebody who is with imbalanced Manipur chakra. You'll always see one thing, that leadership qualities and Manipur chakra are highly connected to each other. So you will see that anybody who is at the management role, leadership role especially, is always with a good, if it's a good person, good leader, always appreciate his work is appreciated. He's bringing progress to himself and others around in the team, wherever, corporate world, politics, everywhere. A good leader is always a genuine good leader with a good Manipur chakra, because their problem solving ability is excellent. Right? So what to do then? Sorry, I don't know why this is happening today, the slides. Just do it again. Yeah. So lot of modalities are there for Manipur, but something that is highly recommended is, especially if you have weak Manipur. If you have weak Manipur, then we recommend doing some physical exercises and workouts, right? And if you have strong Manipur, let's say, you already feel that anger, jealousy, you are perfectionist and you're overdoing, then you all, along with physical exercise and workouts and a dynamic yoga practice, you also need grounding. So adding little bit of Muladhar practices, meditations can really help. And a very practical advice for Manipur Chakra is organizing your stuff. This really helped me. I was missing this in my life few years ago, where I would just keep everything in my head. Like Swadishtan was really blessed. I really feel that I always had my Swadhisthana. Of course, some areas needed work, but when it came to idea, I always felt that, oh my God, just I'm like sitting and I just get an amazing idea around my course or some analogies or examples and activities. But then everything evaporated from my mind because I never planned it well. I'm still a work in progress here by myself. But the moment I actually started using some apps in my phone diary, where I would organize that, okay, this idea has come, let me write down, let me plan my day. One night, like one day before at night, you write down your things to do. Very simple advice, I know. Even if it's like some housekeeping thing that I want to do, and I have this 4 5 list. One is around home, cooking, shopping, groceries, and all of that, work wise, social media, courses. So I have these categories where any idea that comes, or I observe anything that I needs little help around, I would write that. This really helped me, and I felt accomplished. I felt that, wow. And this accomplishment is nourishing your inner power, that is your Manipur. So organizing stuff is something that took long time for me, to be honest, but I'm reaping the benefits of it now as I tried that, change my patterns around how I used my ideas and never used them, sometimes evaporated, right? So, and the mantra for this is Ram. So we chant the mantra Ram, not Ram, okay? It's Ram. And then you have beautiful next chakra, which is Anahhat Chakra, the heart center. The location is heart and chest. Physical body references, your lungs, circulatory system, heart, breast, arm, hands, all of that. Element is air element, color green or pink. In some scriptures, it says pink. Number of petals are 12. And when this chakra is balanced, you experience love and respect for our own selves and other beings on earth. Your actions that you do for others, anything, it is unconditional, based on love, compassion, and not because you will be judged or there's a resentment or hatred or jealousy, right? Forgiveness comes naturally as we see good in other person. So unconditional giving, taking of love, compassion, generosity, kindness, forgiveness is not very challenging for somebody with balanced heart chakra. Imbalanced is emotional numbness, coldness, very difficult to trust, inability to give and receive love, lack of understanding someone's situation, problem, that is lack of empathy, insensitivity and indifference to others, their emotions. So this is your imbalanced chakra. And healing Anahat, mainly asana and pranayam, we focus on lot of breathing practice. Why? Because first thing, the moment we breathe in deeply and exhale, we definitely bring lot of energization to our prana region, the chest region here. So lot of deep breathing practices, chest opening poses, like anything, like you have camel pose, you have cobra pose, yeah, and other poses, or opening the arms. All of this chest opening poses are recommended. The mantra is Yam for this chakra. And one important thing that goes beautiful with this is the more gratitude we are, the more we can open our heart, right? Um, so you can also connect with, because heart chakra is all about also giving, right? So activities done for the community work, charity work, or volunteering, anything that creates compassion and drives us to center around other people as opposed to ourselves, my selfishness, me, my thing, my life, just giving to community in some way that resonates is very good for your heart chakra as well. The next chakra is Vishuddhi, and it is located in the throat, just below the Adam's apple. These are the physical body references. So throat, thyroid. So whenever it's, how do we approach yoga therapy with such things? For example, whenever I have somebody with thyroid coming to my class, then we of course give them scientific strategy of, okay, please don't stop your medication, whatever dosage is required, please take that. At the same time, let's do some asanas that focus on this gland, like shoulder stand, neck movement, some pranayama there that really helps the thyroid area. At the same time, focus on the chakra there. Let's energize this area, because we have the connection of this chakra with this body parts and organs, right? So this is how we work in yoga therapy class. We just don't only sit with chakra modality. That's not practical for everyone, to be honest. Yeah. Yes, Sumit Anahhat chakra related to respiratory organs. Correct. So that you connect chakra and self healing for every yoga therapy class, right? Element is ether, that is space element. Color is blue. Number of petals 16. Okay. Now, see, I've not gone into the detail here, as I'm holding or not holding myself. I'm trying to keep it easy and precise for you to kind of get a good gist of the topic. This number of petals is also something interesting, because see, modern science does not see any chakras in the body when they kind of they are doing surgeries. They don't see the chakras, of course, because it's in the subtle body, the energetic body. But something that even science has accepted, that, oh, there's a lot of things happening there, like that areas where you guys say there's chakra or glands are there. There's lot of nerve activities happening. Some strong electromagnetic stuff is happening in that space. And that is why they called it as plexus. lot of chakra, they call it plexus, solar plexus, and root plexus. So they end up calling chakras as plexus. So to your surprise, if whatever number of petals we are seeing, 4, 8, 12, 16, and there's a picture in one of the late current, when I say current, around 1980s or so, a book which kind of draws a synonym between this, the nerve plexus and chakra. Exactly the number of petals that are shown in chakras, the plexus say that, oh, we have different terminals going to different organs from that spot. So this is the amalgamation and marriage of science and chakras in a very little way. Of course, we need a lot of research around it, but this correlation is definitely there around age. Right? So the balanced throat chakra, anybody with a balanced throat chakra will show up in how they express, in what they think and what they feel. They can communicate their ideas, beliefs, and emotions clearly. They knows that this is also very important quality of throat chakra, which is aligned. They know the balance between silence and speech, when to speak and when to keep quiet. So don't think that, okay, throat chakra means go on, talk, talk, talk. It's also about sitting back and just know that, okay, this is the time to keep quiet and I should listen. So that's also, yeah. Yeah. And what if this chakra is not balanced? Then we have fear of speaking, introversion, and shyness. There's like awkward, there's a lump that we feel. Temporary, everybody can get a little lump on the in the throat when they have a big, like, people public speaking and all, so that's fine, temporary. But some people, even in a normal forum, they want to speak up, reach out to that person or socialize, they will just feel like fearful suffocation inside here. Inability to listen is also like imbalanced chakra. You always interrupt all the conversations. Problems putting feelings and emotions into words. Excessive talkativeness, so sometimes the energy is more and less in the chakra. So based on that, you will see some mixture of qualities here, that somebody does not speak at all or fear is there, and somebody is talking a lot. That is also excessive throat chakra. There is no coherence between what their mind is thinking, the brain and speech. Everything is like mixed up. Constant urge to interrupt conversations and inability to listen or stay silent. Okay? And healing Vishuddhi requires asana and pranayam that focuses on the throat region. Like I mentioned, sarvangasana, shoulder movement, neck movements, and a lot of breathing work as well. Really helps. Brahmari, humming bee breath, ujjayi breathing also helps a lot. The mantra is hum. And as you know, singing is an amazing practice for throat chakra. So you don't have to be a professional singer, just sing wherever you can. And you don't have to learn any classic. If you want, of course, you should. It will really help you. Chanting mantras loudly, reading, reciting the shlokas, singing is a great way. Maintaining a language diary is an activity which we recommend sometimes. That see how often do you speak negative about yourself or about others, or what curse words do you keep using often. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm good for nothing. Oh, look, again she came, she's such a foolish lady, or whatever. Sometimes we don't mean that seriously, but just it has become our habit to kind of use a language that is very self-limiting. We criticize our own selves a lot. So even if we change that language on how we speak about our own selves to our own selves and also others, it can make a big impact through your throat, right? The next chakra is Agya Chakra. It's located, very important chakra again, especially for the yogis. Agya Chakra is located in the lower forehead area between the eyebrows, the third eye center. And so I'll come to few questions at the end now so that our flow is going on constantly. Yeah. The brain and neurological system, our important glands, the queen gland, pituitary gland, this is a connection. In the Vedic scripture, the elements are now over. The space element is the last element. But in some of the Western books, the element of light is referred with this chakra. So I thought of still involving it here, as every chakra has an element. So it makes sense to me in a way, although in Vedic scriptures, we only have 5 elements of nature. But I do feel that if this is my third eye, light, so it makes sense to me. So it is there, light. Color is indigo blue, and number of petals are 2. Now, anybody with balanced chakra is highly perceptive and has a very well developed imagination. We are very much aligned to our inner voice, and we trust our intuition to the extent that we actually act upon it. We don't need material proof to believe that there is more to life than physical existence. Now, I just want to give a quick round of applause for each one of you here. That today, if you are here in my class of chakras, I want to definitely tell you that, trust me, you have lot of aspects of your third eye already active. You would never ever come to a chakra class if your uh, third eye is imbalanced. Trust me, you would not resonate with the whole name itself. Chakra? What is this chakra? What is this? I don't see chakras. What is all voodoo stuff and all? There'll be a total disbelief, but because you've showed up, I must say, or also an appreciation for those who are planning to catch up on the recordings. I know many of my participants will catch up on the recordings. So yeah, you already have some aspects of your chakra, especially the important third eye, going well. Because see, you don't need any, you did not ask me even once that, come on, Aarti, you're giving this whole class since an hour. Show me where are the chakras, or have you seen chakras? So you see, you do believe in something that is beyond physical, that is impacting our lives at all our levels. Yeah. We are in touch with this subtle knowledge and able to turn into a deep wisdom and how we apply it in our lives, right? It's a chakra of wisdom. So whatever mess, good and bad, going on in different areas, it's also showing up through this chakra. You understand that, oh, okay, my this chakra needs help, or I learned this from this chakra's lesson or trauma. So even third eye is very important. Now, if you have imbalanced chakra, there are 2 things that can happen, which is completely contradictory to each other. You might have excessive focus on intellect only. So it does not mean that people who are not intuitive or have weak, does not mean that they have weak chakra. It's just that energies are not aligned, where their intuition is weak, but logical side is overdeveloped. So what happens here? They're always focusing on sharp mind, memory, intellect, but never on the intuition part. Too much logical. That's also an imbalance, actually, in a way. And when this chakra is underdeveloped, uh, we also suppress our intuition. We get it, but we are always confused that, should I go for it? No, or I'm too scared. That's also an indication that work is needed, right? Sometimes very poor imagination and poor memory. I have not added one more point here because this was the precise presentation, but I feel like kind of compelled now to share this point as well, that imbalanced chakra also here means somebody who is crazy around intuition, absolute imbalance of logic as well. You've seen some personalities around you sometimes. I keep seeing some, I'm not judging, okay? I'm just observing and giving some examples so that you can understand. I have seen some students, participants, those who come in our courses, they constantly keep talking around some colors that they saw in meditation, or it's a sign that I should be doing this. Oh, I saw 3 6, or I saw 3 11s. So that's the sign. Their whole life is dependent on some authority, astrology, science, numerology. I'm not against the sciences. Wherever needed, please go and resonate, use whatever resonates. But you're getting my point. For those who don't connect with their inner selves, sometimes they just connect so much with the external signs and all. this is also an imbalance and that needs a little underactivation. This can happen. Episodes of psychosis can happen when somebody does over meditation also. And we know that how if somebody is forced into meditation, it can be very different experience for some people. So yeah, over dependence on into signs and numbers and authorities or astrology and just taking every decision based on that is also not a balanced Agya Chakra. Okay, so we need to find a balance of logic and intuition. Now, healing Agya requires again asanas and breath work, especially alternate nostril breathing really stimulates the Agya. And as far as asanas are concerned, asanas that bring you into the focus state where you can focus at one point, or inversions that brings energy on the upper side of your body are really nice. All type of mindfulness practices, introspecting, listening to your own self through journaling, meditation, use of imagination and intuition is highly recommended for this chakra. Okay. Coming to the last chakra, Sahasrar, the crown chakra. It is located at the cerebral cortex at the top of the head. Subtly, it is said it is at the top of the head, a little above it. And the crown chakra is the entry point of the prana that we keep talking about in the subtle healing, the life force, the white light, the golden light that a lot of healers use in their meditation practices for healing, that visualize the white or purple light flowing up above from your crown. So sometimes they don't quote this chakras, but this is what it means. They're actually trying to take the purest prana, life force, for healing. These are the physical body references, the head and the central nervous system. Element are thoughts, and petals are infinite because in the physical dimension, we can compare this infinity thing to our brain cells that are so many, right? And color is violet, also white and gold referred in some healing meditations. If this chakra is balanced, it translates into inner wisdom and deep understanding of the world and the meaning of life. This person is very close to the purpose of life, higher consciousness. We are open minded and we welcome new truths with curiosity. We are always ready to question our old beliefs so that we can grow and evolve. We have an ability to trust and surrender even when we are going through some of the biggest crises in life. And we feel a powerful connection with the divine, God, lights, whatever is highest consciousness for you. You feel resonance to some kind of power that is the providence that is beyond us, above us, controlling everything, right? And we are at peace with our own spirituality. When this chakra is imbalanced, there's lack of purpose and direction. And that is why some people with weak sahasrara for a long time but have a good energy coming up can also find themselves into a sad and depressive states. Depression, suicidal tendencies mainly come when people lack purpose in life, right? So working on this chakra can also help in finding the purpose in life, reducing our states where we constantly get into this depressing bouts of why am I here? Why do I exist? Right? Poor connection to higher power and rigid belief systems. Sometimes even Sahasrar can go little haywire with fanatism, religiosity, cynicism, my way, highway, that my God is the only God. So unfortunately, we all have faced some personalities in our life who have said that, see, I'm not blaming any spiritual masters, teachers. Depending on the place, time, and circumstances, they have done their seva in the best way possible. But when we don't understand the right spirit, mood, and time for why it was done, we copy paste it. Even in today's time, where we say that, no, what you're practicing is wrong, what I am practicing is the only way. Somehow, this is also an imbalance in Sahasrar. Right? We have to bring the balance. We have to respect everybody's journey and still open them up for the new truth if they are willing to, right? So these are the basic I have actually touched on the basics. Still, we are over time, I feel. Uh, I've touched on the basics of chakras. Yeah, of course, I cannot say that Sahasrara actually requires healing, but yes, still you can stimulate the state of your higher consciousness by doing some inversion, focused meditations, contemplation. Prayer is a beautiful way, again, that is given a great importance when it comes to working with your higher chakras, mindfulness, meditation. And in a lot of meditation modalities, we actually dig little deeper. We try to cleanse, reflect, and renew the energy in those chakras. So that's what happens in meditation. We chant mantras. We get into the root cause of why that chakra must have been blocked. Uh, or we reflect and we renew. So that's how the meditation goes, right? So great. I'm glad that we made it till here, although so much more in this world of chakra. But yeah, I'm going to quickly go through some of the questions which were there. Yeah, very good question. Everybody has to hear this answer. If we wore clothes and ate foods of the color of chakra, would those help that chakra? I personally feel that's a very external way of healing chakra. If you only do that and don't get into any contemplation, mindfulness, reflection, I'm afraid it is not something sustaining. However, if you add both, let's say if you resonate with food and a color of that chakra, and if it reminds you that I need to work on this chakra, use it like that. This external props of chakras that are there in the world today, like wearing a chakra t-shirt or wearing a bracelet or eating that color of food or wearing that color vibe or having those things, I feel it's a very uh, externalization of the whole chakra thing. Chakra process means internalization. Okay, do both if you connect, but internalization has to be there. Whether Vishuddha chakra relates to immune, yes, because our thyroid gland is connected to our immune growth, definitely also. But moreover, from the energetic perspective, Muladhar is connected to our immunity more. Very humbling question. Is it practically possible to have all chakras balanced? What do you all think? I personally feel balance is here. The day something is going wrong on the outside, okay, let's say I failed in one of the important project presentation, I couldn't make through, my Manipur will impact. If I just felt my relationship is falling apart, my Swadishtan is going to impact. The day I feel that because of no relationship in my life, I don't feel love, my heart chakra is going to. But then I feel in my mind that it's okay to fail. I'm going to work it through. My Manipur gets nourished. And I feel it's okay. I'm trying to understand, this relationship. Maybe I can work on through it by either if it's toxic, I leave it. If it's workable, I draw some boundaries and we talk about it. This is balanced and healing for me. Healing is not a state for me where healing is not an event that, okay, now I did a meditation and now, ooh, all chakras healed. I don't think so that state ever comes. Temporarily, you might feel that you are in a high state because of mantras and meditation, but balanced chakra means balanced consciousness, balanced mind. So it gives you that glass and a perspective to see everything happening in your life as something happening for your own good or growth or a lesson to learn. And this is healing for me, right? And everything that you do, like meditation classes, from tomorrow, tomorrow or day after, I guess, yeah. We are starting this meditation journey on each chakra for 7 days. So definitely that is going to impact your thought process. It is going to impact and challenge your belief system. And that's how it helps. That's what we call as balanced. Yes. So yes, practically it is possible, but it's always a work that we keep doing with our perspective and state of mind. Yes, both the mantras are same. There's a little philosophical difference. Cannot get into it right now, but Pronunciation wise, the chakra, yeah, both is Om. Yes, it is practically, yes. Okay, great. So, just a quick update for those who are keen on going through a beautiful meditation journey. We have, if you're part of our group, details will come very soon. We are hosting a 7-day program. So, if you want, you can register for it. It is a 7-day program where we go through the meditation on each of the chakras every day, go through some mantra chanting together. I think it's the synergy that will really help us. It will be a nice, small, closed group. So, we will be also going through that. And give it a thought. If you're free, you have more time, do come for the residential chakra course, which is comprehensive. It goes into the depth of theory of every individual chakra with lot of journaling, contemplation work, healing work. So consider whatever is a possibility for you to do any residential courses that we have, like teacher training programs or anything, right? Yes, chakra courses, when you do here residential, it's a comprehensive course. So yes, we do give chakra certification on that. Yeah, it's a certified course. And even this meditation course, you will get a participation certification. For those who want it, we can definitely give participation certificate. For online one, yes, you get participation certificate. Yes. All right. I will end today's session here. I hope you got some wisdom around our chakras. And I'm so glad if you can become part of our next meditation program as well, so we can discuss more and learn more around each. Uh, okay, how do I share this PPT? Because the group is really big. Let's do one thing. For those who want PPT, I'm on the WhatsApp group. Just ping me personally. I will send it across to you. Okay. Thank you, Ratiji, for amazing comment. Terrific. Love that. Okay. Thank you, Caroline. Yeah, this workshop hits differently every time. Likewise, Caroline, trust me. Every time I speak on chakras, I feel, oh my God, I just revealed something new that I read, or yeah, it's also unique for me. I'm learning so much. Thank you, Vivian. So nice to see you for every workshop. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Megha, Radhika. Thank you very much. I will see you. Yeah, Sumitji, thank you. I'll see you all soon for our upcoming workshops at Govardhan School of Yoga. Thank you. Bye. Sorry, last question, I think, before I leave. Can you repeat the 5 senses against each chakra? Can you repeat the question, Krishna Kumari? 5 senses or 5 elements, you mean? So Muladhar is earth. Muladhar is earth. Swadishtan is water element. Then Manipur is fire element. Anahhat, that is your heart chakra, is air. And throat is space element. And then goes light and thought. But as per Vedic scripture, we have these 5 elements till throat. Okay. Yeah. So Seemaji, if you're part of our WhatsApp group, the details are already shared and we'll share it again. So keep an eye on one message that shares all the dates and the link. Thank you. Vishuddhi is space element, ether. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you. Namaste.